Alright, so back day 2 on the Corvette. I got my fiberglass repair that I believe is going to work out well for me, and a quarter of the trunk and half of the roof is sanded, so I'm just going to work on this back caravan, and you guys can see that. Might end up taking that block out. I might try to get that into the shot, but get the sand the back. And then I'm going to start doing my fiberglass. I'm going to do it panel by panel. I picked the biggest panel so that you have the most amount of patience. I always start with the quarters. But then I'm going to go and I'm going to fiberglass repair any spots that need it. And then I'm going to move on probably to the T-top and then doors and fender and hood. The hood needs, I think, the most repair. So, and a little bit around where the bumper mounts here. Alright, so I'm just about to use this fiberglass repair filler. It's my first time using it, but basically like plastic repair. Bevel hold the edges, 45 degrees, ground out the crack, make sure that I ground until the crack either stopped or you go through the panel, but you want to make sure that crack is out so it doesn't spread. The edges are beveled to a 45 and it's finished in 80 grit. The 2-part, the mixing kit. And for these guys, you always want to squeeze out the first inch of your material with this stuff because the first inch sometimes isn't as mixed. I'm going to go over and smooth it out again. Now it's 30 minutes to like sand it, but then it's like 2 hours before I can Mondo it, so I'm going to switch on to the door panels. Alright guys, so I kind of found my first major issue here on the nose. I started stripping this down and there was lots of tiny little stress cracking. I doubt you can even see that. Might be easier. You can kind of see the black line. But one sec. Open up this. Let's make sure it shows. When I wipe this, the cracks will start to stay black, but yeah. So anyways, those are all like delamination cracks from whatever material they use. So I'm gonna actually have to strip this down until the cracks stop. Otherwise the cracks are just gonna keep coming back as soon as I paint. They'll show up. So it's gonna be my first major thing. I'll have to prime that area, so I'm just gonna take it down with probably some 80 grit on the orbital and see how badly cracked it is under there, and then we'll have to spray some high build primer on that area. Well, I used the final wash and it's not lighting the cracks up, but I can still see the parallel lines, like just a couple of them, but I can't tell if that's just fiber. But that is the direction that they're running, so I thought if I hit it with this, I can at least maybe see. Yeah. And like, I'm not going to rebuild this whole nose cone, so. Anyway, I just wanted to hit it with something.
I would. Yeah, hit it with something.
Then even if I sand, if this is black, it should stay in the... No, I think they're cracks.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. And that means you gotta take like a 16th or an 8th to get rid of the scratches.
Yeah.
And you put something on top of it because they will come back.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Well, this is already really low.
Yeah,
But it's gotta be lower.
Well, you want to grind the cracks out. Like,
Yeah.
It's like in metal. You
Yeah.
don't grind all the way out.
They might still be, I don't know if they actually are, because the twirly bits, like...
Well, the curly ones first. From sanding.
No, well those ones aren't. That's the fiber, like underneath. See how the fiber goes like, I mean those aren't going to be all round cracks, you know? But then, and you can definitely tell that's a crack. You can definitely tell that's a crack. You know? What I'm going to do is I'm going to sand black off now and see if I got black lines.
It is 230.
Oh.
238.
So we'll take coffee and we'll think about this. Let me know how you would fix it, because I don't really want to repair that whole chunk. I don't know, man. Like, that's a definite crack, and I know it's a crack. And that's a crack. And like, those ones are pretty evident. Then you look at this and you take C, but like, I know that these swirls, they're fibers. You can see those fibers down in this area, how they're curled. And so I know a lot of this is fiber, but it's this one here, that, and a couple more that just look funny to me. We'll see how it looks after I take coffee. I'll sand the black off and just see if any of that sticks in the cracks. Hell, I might even like actually prime it tonight and just see if cracks show up.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so we've ran into our second problem of today. This one kind of sucks. So as I was showing you guys before, this 3M product, that's a Fiberglass and SMC repair. This is my first time using it. Never used this product before, but it was recommended to me. I watched a bunch of other people use it. I like 3M products. I've always used their panel bond and stuff. So I went and I filled just the cracks on the back half of the car. Roughly 4 hours ago. This stuff, it says 4-minute working time, half hour clamp time, and then 2 hours full cure. So it's been about 4 hours since I've spread this stuff. And it's still tacky. Like, tacky. And so over here on this side, this one's not actually tacky at all, which means the mix ratio is off. So I squirted out the first inch out of the tube, used quite a bit of it before I got to that last piece, and that last piece is still a little squishy, so I'm still uncertain about it. I tried adding heat to it, made it more messy. So now what I've done, I used this, the tip provided, and the gun to push it out. So I'm thinking that the material is really thick, so I don't know if it just wasn't mixing properly in there. So I squirted some out on this paper a couple minutes ago, and this time, instead of using the tube, I squirted out, make sure that it was the right ratio coming out of there without the mixing tube on, and then I hand mixed it. And I've set it on that piece of paper to see what happens, to see if it cures, if it's an issue with the product or not. But kind of at a standstill. I don't know if this is gonna fully cure overnight, so I don't want to dig it out quite yet. But I have a bunch of other cracks that still need to be repaired. I did check the data sheet for that stuff, and it's like I'm using it in the right application. I went over everything to make sure that it wasn't a user error, but it might have just not been mixing very well. But I still have quite a few cracks to fill, but I don't want to use that material until after I know if it is good. If the first time I did it, it just wasn't getting mixed enough. So I tried the hand mixing method. We're gonna come back in tomorrow and see if this is hard or if the stuff on the car is hard, and if it's not, I'm gonna have to grind all that stuff out. It's like half cured. So that really sucks. That's on using a new material. I'm obviously in a rush to get this car in and out of here, and I know better to not test a material before I use it. However, I have great faith in 3M because I use their products all the time without any complaints. So yeah, anyways, that I should have tested on something else, but I bought the repair material this morning and I wanted to have all my repairs done today. So I guess it is what it is, but that's living and learning, and I know better. So I should have bought it last night and tried it out last night at home instead of buying it this morning. So that sucks. That's gonna set me back, you know, probably an hour or two to fix it. If that material ends up not working and hardening out on that piece of paper with the hand mixing method by tomorrow morning, I don't know what repair material I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna look up some more products tonight and see if there's another product that might do me better. But for now, it's almost the end of the day. Kind of at a standstill because the only things I have left to do are crack repairs on the car. So anyways, I'm gonna do a spray card with my blue, and then in the morning should be dry enough to check it against the car and make sure that there's no tweaks needed for the mixing formula before I order a full gallon. And I think these are ready to sprays, right? Yeah, they are. They're samples. I'm really bummed about this fiberglass repair, and I don't do fiberglass repair ever. Oh, I need a set of gloves. I've been working on classic cars for the last 5 years, so never really had to work with anything fiberglass except for this Vette. And I knew painting it was there's gonna be issues and cracking and stuff because it's fiberglass, and that's just all super common. And this car has also been at a front end collision before, so I knew that there's gonna be some stress cracking. Is what it is. You know, I didn't, the original plan for that car too is we weren't going to paint it, which I wish is what we were still going with, but the customer is always right, or in this instance, my business partner, and he wanted it painted. So these are just the things that we're going to have to live with. I was really hoping to have this car in and out of here in 2 days, but we're still going to shoot to get it done before the end of the week, but we'll see what happens. Matt, the guy who owns the car, my business partner, will be here tomorrow at Rest Bros. So I guess we'll see what he says then. But joys of building cars. This color looks pretty dark still. We'll see. And if you guys have any other products that you could recommend for fiberglass repair, let a girl know. All right. Sick. All right. On the bright side, this paint covers like nobody's business. It's good. It's just a quick spray out card. I'm not expecting a perfect match. I just want it to be relatively good. The jams are way darker than the outside of the car. You definitely take your time doing these spray out cards, but I don't have one of those paint drying nozzles, and this is silicone-based paint. It takes forever to dry. I need a light. Can I jack your flashlight there, Blair?
Say what?
Your flashlight? Do you have one?
Yes.
I can see my color there.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, nailed it.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's impressive.
That is impressive. Sweet.
Holy shit, did he scan that or how did
Yeah, he scanned it. But I mean, it's a single stage, right? And
Oh, really?
yeah, well, what's on this,
Right.
like, was a single stage, and so, oh, perfect. But, so when I polished it, I was worried that I messed up the color too, because it's a pearl, but yeah, he scanned it.
And so, are you going base clear?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. And what is this color? Is it a Chevy or what?
I think this is just a custom,
Oh, okay.
but don't quote me on that. What's a Ford color? It's a Ford color. It's a Ford color.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh well.
It's a match though. It's exactly what we wanted. So, that's a win. Still upset about the fiberglass. Anyways, basically that's it for the day. All I gotta do is clean out Blair's paint gun before I leave here. We're gonna see how that material works. Let's go take a poke at it actually. It's tacky, but it's drying. Although that stuff's dry, but it's tacky. I wonder if that's just, no, it's like too tacky to even sand. Anyways, we'll see how that works out. And if not, I will find a different material. But I paid $108 for that too, and if it's not gonna cure, that's gonna suck for me. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's gonna go super smooth. Basically, like, the whole car is basically sanded except for the hood. So that's awesome. There's still some chips that I'm gonna fill, and then it's just the fiberglass cracking. I still don't know what I'm gonna do to that front end there. Anyways, it'll be good.
The next day.
All right, so
Yeah. How much more you get?
so my fiberglass repair material, in fact, did not harden overnight. Let me just show you. So it's still ooey gooey. Oh. Did not harden, and that was hand mixed, and the one that was mixed with the mixing tube that they provide. So I called 3M this morning, their helpline, and I gave them this number off of the back. And they told me this tube is 10 years old and it only has a 1-year shelf life. And so I called Lorco back, and they had checked the back of their products, and all of them were 8 to 10 years old. So they're ordering me 2 new bottles from the warehouse, and they're going to check the dates to see if it is newer. But that ended up being the issue here, is that this is expired product, 9 years expired. So yeah. So now I have to strip all of the product that I already put on the car off. Blair called his friend who specializes in fiberglass repair. He gave me some tips for some new products to try that are going to work out a lot better for me, and will keep the cracks from coming back. So I'm going to try the products he has, but right now I got to work on gouging all of the bad product out of those grooves, sadly. And then I just have to prep the hood, and then I'm kind of stuck until I get some new product. Alright, so the amazing people at Pat's Auto just found us that fuser product. They have, what did they say, 70?
70 tubes. So we had trouble finding it, but the amazing Matt from Grand Prairie Pat's Auto found it for us, and he's shipping it out. So we'll have it right away.
So it's being shipped here from Alberta. Lorca was working on getting me another tube that was in date of the product I was using before, but honestly I just can't trust that product anymore. So yeah, Pat's Auto for the win, based out of Grand Prairie.
Yes.
How many kilometers away is that from here?
1,100.
Yeah, so 1,100 kilometers away they were able to find us the product we need.
Really stuck.
Yeah.
They've always helped me out. That's awesome.
So that's awesome. Huge shout out to them. So I'm gonna get a new product here in a couple days probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, good thing Mike just told me I could work on this car in the meantime.
Okay. I like it.
So anyways, I'm gonna work on the Corvette until I run out of stuff to do, and then I guess I'll help Blair out.
Excellent.
The next day.
Alright guys, so we're here in the shop in Barrier today. My product still hasn't come to repair the cracks in the Mustang yet. Corvette. I don't know why I'm thinking Mustang today. I've loaded up the rest of the parts I need to put my motor back in. I'm gonna end up putting my motor in at Rustbros because they have a gantry, and I don't want to scratch the fenders or the nose cone once it's on after it's freshly painted. So I don't think the cherry picker is going to be the best option. So we're going to do it at Rustbros. I never took the distributor off when I sent out my transmission, and apparently I was supposed to because he needs to re-arc it. So I just got to pull that, and that's the last thing I have to do today. And then yeah. Yeah. I just hit my hand on that bracket. Easy, easy. Okay, well now my Corolla's loaded up. Except for seats and stuff, but it's a different day's project. That's basically all I had to do here today, except for steal some more work clothes out of my trailer. We're working at Rustbros. Oh, that was cold out there. Nice warm fire. Whew. Anyways, that's about it for my day today. It's about a 3-hour drive, 2.5 if there's like no construction, but there's lots of construction, so it's basically like a 3-hour drive here and a 3-hour drive home. So this is the total of my day. I was Rustbros this morning, and yeah, there was a whole lot going on, so that's okay. Today's my Friday, but it's actually Thursday. But tomorrow I have a Jillville Trades event that I'm really excited for. at Okanagan College in Vernon, so that's awesome. And I guess by Monday my repaired materials should be here for the Corvette, and then I just gonna be quick, fix those cracks, spot prime, mask it all off, paint it. Car's really in really good shape, and there's only a handful of cracks, so it's not gonna be super long. And our crate motor should be getting here soon for the car. The transmission, as we speak, is being rebuilt and should be done here in a week or so. I know it's been a long drawn out project, but finally actually got my feet under me and things are starting to actually roll, so that's awesome. I know it's been a slow start, but finally getting settled in, I think. So anyways, thanks for all the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, hopefully my repair material gets here.